I know. It's going to be starting halfway through.
You want to start talking now?
Yeah. Now we'll start.
There we are. Green light. And that's 95. Boy, this looks like it's got a lot of traffic tonight.
Don't have much to say now.
I hope I didn't make an error in judgment deciding to go 95 instead of US 1.
And there's the McDonald's.
Yeah, there's McDonald's up there. I believe the dash cam will catch that.
Yep. And we are headed to the Melbourne Square Mall.
Yep. Gotta check out the Christmas decorations and how that mall's doing. Yesterday we went to the American Square Mall. And that one's not doing well. Right? Oh, please don't try and... Oh, you asshole.
Hate these idiots. Hate that.
I think I did make an error in judgment going this way.
Of course.
Those two cars, that burgundy one and that, I guess it's a Jeep, they were both behind me on the on-ramp. Okay?
Yep, so we got idiot drivers.
One of them merged behind me. And I had to let him go ahead of me. And the other one,
people are crazy. We got idiots that we gotta deal with. Hopefully we don't crash.
okay, there's something going on here. I did slow down. Mandatory 15 miles an hour.
I think so. This is not a very good start.
Because there is no way I'm getting over. That is wall-to-wall traffic.
I think we'll go a different way, I guess.
Well, I'm stuck here.
Yeah, we're stuck.
The nearest exit is Fisk.
Yeah.
Rockledge. Consider it.
This is what we have to deal with, idiot drivers.
Well, next week is Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Christmas is less than a week away. It's Friday. A lot of school has let it. The last day of school is today for a lot of schools. Because Christmas is Wednesday. And people are going to somewhere for Christmas. And they're leaving now. Starts to change lanes before he's passed. Crossed the line before he was passing. I'm getting off of this.
Yeah, we're getting off.
Yeah, I'm not going to drive to Melbourne on this. I don't care if it's long to get away. Everybody's speeding. A lot of traffic.
Yeah, a lot of traffic. Idiots. We can't stand idiots.
Mommy drives like an old lady, because Mommy is an old lady. Okay?
I just hate December, and this is the reason why I've come up with a name like that.
Yeah.
Because of this
traffic. Well,
this is
a
why
lot of people who go on vacation in the wintertime, the people head to snow, the people head to beaches. There it is.
this is just the reason why I've jokingly, I mean, as much as I had some sort of joke behind this username for YouTube, I think I've also kind of came up with this because of situations like this. This is why I just came up with that idea.
You hate going to Walmart, which
In
you
December.
absolutely love going to Walmart, except in December, and, well, frankly, November, too.
I just thought for some reason that it was the funniest to have myself, you know, to come up with the
You love
username I hate
Christmas, you
December.
love Christmas decoration, you love Christmas songs, you hate Christmas traffic.
Yeah.
Christmas crowds.
And that's why I've came up with the name I Hate December, which I think is hilarious, personally.
I should have gone the other way. Oh well.
And this has well been known publicly to everybody that, you know, I've come up with names like that because personally this is the reason why.
This is the only bridge I know where it's legal to change lanes. It's a merged lane.
As much as I'm not constantly going on about the old channel, but the one thing I do go on about is this is the reason why I've had the idea to make the joke of hating December. So yeah, traffic is why I hate December.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the reason why I hate December, even though I've also come up with the username as some sort of joke.
That's another reason why we took the train.
I've not only come up with it as a joke, but for those two reasons.
One of the reasons that we took the train partway to our Roanoke vacation was because that's a whole bunch of driving I didn't have to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we would have had to spend a night, given how far it was, rather than spending all that time on the train and then driving several more hours, because we couldn't get a roomette all the way to Roanoke, I don't think. I didn't see anything where we had a roomette all the way to Roanoke. We got train in the afternoon. We didn't get off till morning, right? Oh, we were on the train a good long while, and we would have been driving that much, which meant we would have needed one more hotel room. Instead, we slept on the train. So a day and a half less driving stress, a hotel room, and a car rental. Now, the train was kind of pricey. I figured with the price of the train, 2 train tickets in the roomette, which is more expensive than just a train ride, and subtract the gas, subtract the hotel room, subtract the car rental, train was about $100 more. But they fed us on the train one meal, and we didn't need to buy any food for the extra day it would have taken.
Yeah.
But when I I crunched the numbers, the difference was less than $100, and I figured $100 was worth arriving rested.
Yeah.
Even though we didn't sleep that well on the train, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was it like sleeping on the train?
I just saw.
You did sleep, but it was like bumping, bumping, bumping. It was like always rocking.
Yeah.
Thank you. Oh, you can zoom past. Cell tower.
Yeah, there's the cell tower.
Adventure. Although you didn't fit on the toilet in the bedroom.
No, I didn't.
You watched me.
Of course.
Not a lot of privacy.
No, there wasn't.
Well, get to the bathroom, I just have to go out in the hall.
I know, but really, in all seriousness.
Well, when you went to the bathroom, we had walked together, and I still had to stand out in the hall.
Yeah.
But they had like a full size with elbow room toilet, not.
I remember the humor that I had during my video. I can just remember.
Some of the roomettes have, I don't know if it's roomettes or the rooms, have a shower. It was nice having the sink though, right?
Uh-huh.
Like that. Pressure monitor lights on.
Of course, we hate that.
Well, no, that's just that says the tire pressure monitor. It's not sending a signal to the electronics in the car. That was explained to me in the dealership when I went in for my free oil change. That they have a little battery in it, and you know, of course they do. And when the batteries get weak, especially when they're cold, because that light comes on more when it's cold.
Yeah. Well, we're still having a good road trip video here.
Oh, yeah. And this is a more pleasant road trip.
Yeah.
Right? Way less stress. It does have more cross traffic.
Yeah.
Well, the interstate highway is limited access. There's miles, generally, between off-ramps and on-ramps, and there's certainly no cross traffic. It's just merge and exit. Where this has intersections. Where, in theory, we have more of an opportunity to come across crazy drivers.
Yeah.
Mile per mile, there are fewer accidents on the interstate than there are in areas where there's crossroads. Because it's divided, and everybody on your section of road is headed in your direction. Like, we're all headed in this direction, they're all headed in that direction, but there aren't any side streets.
Yeah, there.
However, people have a tendency to go really fast. You know somebody who does streams who never goes the speed limit.
No.
We're not going to mention it.
Well, never mind.
Yeah.
I already know YouTubers here.
Actually, there's quite a few YouTubers who don't go the speed limit. Now, the thing is, if you get pulled over by a police officer and you are exceeding the speed limit by 5 miles or more, you get a ticket. And a ticket not only costs you money, it also gives you points on your license.
Of course.
You get enough points, they take away your license.
Yeah, they do.
And depending on what you get the points for, you might go to jail.
Of course.
Yep. Now, people my age, you can slide your chair back on the board.
What?
You slide your chair back on the board.
I know.
Okay.
Fine. It's not going to be good if the car flips. That'd be the worst nightmare
I'm
yet.
not planning on flipping the car.
I know. I can just almost imagine what we would do in that situation.
Well, if your seat is all the way back, then you're less likely to bang your head against the windshield.
Yeah, of course.
It also gives you more weight. People my age and a little bit older, some of them a little bit younger. When we learned to drive, the maximum speed limit was 55 miles an hour. So this going 70 is kind of freaky.
Yeah.
Before I got my driver's license, when I was in high school, the oil producing and exporting countries in the Middle East, which is where most of our oil comes from, basically got together, they unionized, they got together and set the price of oil. And gasoline went from 25 to 35 cents a gallon to over $1 overnight. And the faster you drive, the poorer your mileage.
Hopefully you're not talking about anything private.
No, that's not private. That's actually should be public knowledge.
Should be.
Yeah. The
Want to make sure.
the most efficient use of the car for gasoline per mile driven is the lowest speed in the highest gear, which is somewhere between 35 and 40 miles an hour in almost every car.
And we got another red light to sit at.
Well, that's the thing about going this way. There are red lights because there's cross streets.
Well, that makes sense.
And this is a major one. You can start on the map.
I don't think I have. Oh, well, now here's the part where I'm going to have to shut up.
No, that says go straight till we get to Babcock. That's a ways in.
I can remember all the bloopers.
But there's a noticeable difference between driving at 55 and driving at 65 or 70 or 75.
always annoying when you're talking and then suddenly I have to shut up. So
Well,
it's like, what did they just say? And then I say the S word.
well, if you look at the map, it will tell you when we're getting close to a turn.
Of course, it was kind of funny just remembering those situations where it's like, what did they just say?
I don't know, and I don't know how to get where we're going, so yeah.
And then I get frustrated, basically. Basically, it was just me being frustrated.
You were frustrating because we were having a conversation and you were talking loud enough to drown out directions that I needed to hear. And it's not that I wanted you to not talk, it's that I didn't want to miss the directions.
Yeah, it was timing.
Yeah, it's timing.
Hopefully
There are
everybody's...
examples driving like an old lady, you know. Gas mileage
Alright.
to when Daddy would have to go to Orlando versus when I would have to go to Orlando. If I like needed the car, so I had to drive it to work. There was a noticeable difference of several more miles to the gallon when I drove versus when he drove.
You know, what I was going to say as well, you know, I hope everybody's enjoying this trip so
I hope so too.
Because I know this is kind of boring, but, you know, that's that.
We're getting more traffic. And I'm glad I didn't change lanes because they're telling everybody to change back. Daddy got a little peeved at me when I told him I drove 55 to go pick him up from work. And he's like, oh, you cause problems with traffic. You'll make it back up. And that's dangerous. Because when he would go to work, you know, the speed limit I think is 70. You can't go slower than 45 and you can get ticketed, I think, after 75.
Yeah.
But when everybody's going to work in a 75 zone, it is not uncommon for everybody to go 80. So he's thinking, I'm doing 55 and everybody else is doing 80. No, I'm doing 55, and yes, both cars that I saw on the road passed me. Because I was going at an off time. Down to 45. That's all cattails in the water over there.
Yeah.
Remember, this stays 3 lanes all the way from Africa. It does. I'm going to I am not doing 59. I am not doing 68. No way.
No
There
way.
is no way that my speedometer is that far off. I was doing 45 and it said 60. It's reading something else or it's way out of calibration.
Yeah, There's no way.
No, there's no way I would mistake 45 for 60. That's the way to your shoe store.
Of course.
The Running Zone. The only place in the county that sells your size shoes. Now, even though it's still early in the afternoon, it may be crowded, kind of, at the mall, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's Friday before Christmas.
Yep.
And once you get to the Friday before Christmas, it gets really busy. Christmas isn't until Wednesday, but most people only have the weekends to shop.
Yes.
And then you splice the two of them together?
Yeah, I'll put them together.
Cool.
Even though the mall video will go up as its own thing too, I think, maybe.
Well, the mall video goes up as its own video. You probably don't need to have it in the middle of this one.
Well, you're true. You're
That would
right.
probably make it unnecessarily long.
Yeah, I would think so.
Those are cool apartments. Nice big porch.
And the way back should kind of be a different video some of the time. I mean, it's kind of the same thing as this, but you know, it's just some things should be separate
You
videos.
just won't do the scary part of going on 95.
What, the scary?
The scary part.
We'll just cut that out?
No, on the way home we won't do that part.
No. One of these days we're gonna have hours of road trip. Like when we go to Minnesota, we're gonna have hours of footage to sit through.
Yeah, you can't put that on all one. Yeah.
No.
And I don't think your computer would render it.
No,
You know,
YouTube's
just
not.
stitching it together. And
YouTube's-
YouTube is not going to let you upload that long.
No, it's just not gonna work. So I'm obviously gonna have to cut it off in 8-hour segments.
Well, each day is driving, right?
Yeah, and we're gonna try and have it be as unedited as possible. You know, so I can just put it together and put it up.
Well, we will have to stop and eat.
Yeah, it's obvious, and I will stop the camera at those points when I stop at restaurants, and I might film the restaurant videos themselves, but I haven't decided if I'm going to be posting those. They'll have to be separate though, because they'll be really long. Unlike shorter trips where I put everything as one video, it'll have to be short.
Now, since we're driving, instead of taking the train, we can pack the car.
Yeah, we can pack the car,
Now, we're taking a rental car.
of course.
But since we're driving, we can pack the car. And we don't necessarily have to stop for every meal. You know what I mean?
Yes, I know what you mean by all of this.
Oh, do you?
Well, yeah, we don't have to stop for meals every time.
Well, we do have to eat,
Well, we do have to eat.
but obviously we have breakfast before we get on the road.
Yeah, obvious.
We could do lunch instead of like stopping at McDonald's or something.
Yeah.
Or I could bring the meal shakes.
Yeah.
Then you could have like a meal shake and a breakfast bar for lunch.
Yep.
And then we can have dinner when we stop for the night.
Yep.
Now I know you need to wash your hands every time you eat,
Of course.
even if you're just drinking out of a bottle.
Yep.
But we have to stop doing that.
Of course.
So we could either stop for lunch at places serves food, or picnic style lunch at a rest area, and do picnic style for dinner. We'll decide.
Yeah, we'll decide.
Go that way, but I'm not going
No.
to. No, that takes us back up.
Yeah, it
It's a
does.
little bit shorter, but it's at a slower speed. It's through a residential neighborhood, and I do not recall whether or not there's a light to get on the back up. And if there's not, it's a pain.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
No, we don't want to do that.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto Babcock Street.
Actually, I don't want to do that. That's at the light.
Yeah, I don't think we want to do Babcock.
No, we're going on Babcock.
Oh, okay, we are. I understand.
Well, I think it's on 192. And Babcock will take us
At
to
the light,
192.
turn right onto Babcock Street.
I could follow this to 192, but that's definitely longer.
Yeah, it's definitely longer. Here we go.
This is the road that goes by Publix.
Yep, this is.
Continue on Babcock Street for 1.5 miles.
I'm definitely going to try and separate the videos, even though the way back can technically be included, but I'm probably going to try and separate the, you know,
To the mall, for the mall, and home.
yeah. Just have them be, just have the, you know, the mall video be separate. Basically.
Okay, the mall video should be separate from the driving videos.
And I've kind of realized that
And
because
driving to and from.
I've kind of realized that I've included the mall video as part of it. I used to kind of do that, but now I've kind of realized that including everything is kind of just, maybe I've kind
That,
of,
if we were going at night when there was a bunch of Christmas lights that we were driving past, and then we went to the mall and looked at the Christmas decorations in there, it would all be a Christmassy thing. But this is just driving.
yeah, so this should be separate.
I don't know about you, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of Christmassy.
No, I don't. I don't see a whole lot of it.
Guy came out from the side street fast and didn't stay long.
Quality replacement with
Okay, stupid ad. I don't want to listen to that.
The commercials are definitely at the top and the bottom of the hour. At the hour and a half hour. Now, see, this is where that street comes out. There is not a light coming out. Oh, well, we've got a big gap there, but that might not have been there when we done it. You can't count on a big gap.
As much as you're allowed to have copyrighted music on YouTube, I just don't want to be playing ads because they're just annoying to hear.
Commercials are annoying.
And I really don't want to record myself listening to commercials. I know as much as I'll have
In a
commercials
quarter
on my
mile,
video.
turn right onto Florida 508 West.
much as I'll have commercials on my video, it gets annoying till when I'm turning it on. This is all I get is ad. Nobody wants to listen to ads.
At the light, turn right onto Florida 508 West. In a quarter mile, keep left to continue on Florida 508 West, West NASA Boulevard.
I wonder what that big old building is over there.
Yeah, I wonder.
This is taking us around the back of the mall. On the north side of the mall.
Keep left to continue on Florida 508 West.
This is the back side of the mall.
Yeah, I think this takes the main.
Continue on West NASA Boulevard for 1.5 miles.
Oh, there's where those planes are.
Yeah, there's the airport. Melbourne Airport. Up here at the mall, at this entrance to the mall, is the studio for the radio station.
Yeah.
The WNNB
Yeah.
AM.
I think that's where this happens at.
That's the radio station that they've got a generator and everything. They're the place to listen to. Aside from the weatherman for hurricanes,
Yeah.
because they're local.
They're local.
Yeah.
That's where they do their traffic report stuff.
Yeah, they do traffic reports for Brevard County, mostly for Melbourne, because they're in Melbourne.
Yep.
They do traffic reports for Melbourne, Cocoa area, Titusville, but mostly Melbourne.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto Gateway Drive.
Where's Gateway?
Gateway Drive, I believe.
Oh yeah, okay.
What is this light?
At the light, turn left onto Gateway Drive.
Yep. Oops.
Continue on Gateway Drive for 1/2 mile.
There's some parks around here.
Alright, here we go. Bumpy road.
Yeah.
I just hate the fact that we gotta go on this bumpy ass road. It always gets me, doesn't
In
it?
a quarter mile, turn left.
Doesn't it always get me? Every time. I don't know why. It always causes me to react in some ways whenever I see this bumpy road. Every time. But now we got the red light that we gotta wait at.
Yeah, we could have gone a little farther and gone up Hibiscus.
Of course we could have.
They had us going on NASA. Yeah, we could have gone Hibiscus, which intersects with Babcock. We could have gone, Babcock also goes to 192, which is the other side of the mall.
Yep. Just gotta wait for this red light to go green.
Yep.
Well, this is kind of fun, but you know, I think the mall video itself needs to be separate.
Yeah, I think so.
As much as I'm putting up the separate video anyway, having it on the same video twice is just, I've kind of realized what I've done. I know it makes sense.
If you put the mall video in the middle of driving video, it kind of takes away from, in my opinion, the Christmassy feel of what we're hoping will be the Christmassy feel of the mall video.
Yeah.
You would definitely have to put a time marker in for the mall, where the mall starts, if you want to do that.
Yeah, definitely. But here we are at the Melbourne Square Mall, and there's Dillard's.
Dillard's. That building there, I believe, is the one for
Take the next left, then turn right.
There's Macy's.
Yeah. Where should we park?
I question. And my foot does hurt because, well, I cut myself on that Icon Orlando, on that train in the Icon Orlando. I did cut myself, so.
Your foot?
Well.
Aren't you wearing shoes?
I think I was wearing flip-flops, but that's beside the point. I didn't know how dangerous the train was.
Oh, that's when you, let's park by Dillard's.
Yeah, we'll park by Dillard's, and we're just going to start another video when we get to Dillard's. Alright, you know what? We're ending this video. That's it for the road trip.
We'll park right here by Dillard's.
And we'll come back when we're leaving.
Yep.
And I'll have to swap the battery out too, but that's a bonus.
I better plug in a charger.
It's gonna, yeah, I'll put it right there.
Put it on the floor, but not the seat.
Well, I put it on the battery. Okay, sorry, my bad.
No, if you put it on the floor, that way it won't roll off the seat.
All right, yeah.
Oh, you don't have to have it in your lap.
I know.
But you do have to buckle.
I have to roll this off. Alright, the camera bag is, I guess I'm gonna put it right down. Alright, we're just gonna get out of here. Alright, we are now leaving the Melbourne Square Mall. After driving to it.
Yeah, a long time ago when Mommy was young, and your older sisters were very little.
Whatever you're explaining to the audience, it better not be anything private.
Well, you have sisters who are older than you.
Well, this is public knowledge.
Well, and that's not unexpected given my age. This was a cow pasture.
Yep, this mall was.
Where the mall is, it used to be a cow pasture. And when it was a cow, when the man who owned it passed away, oh, there's where the radio station is, in that building.
Yeah, it's in that building.
Or it used to be in that building anyway.
It used to be. And they have an elevator, but you can't ride it.
No, it's an office building.
I wish that mall that we just went to had an elevator, but unfortunately they don't.
It's not 2 stories at this point.
No.
But the man that owned this farm, ranch, whatever you want to call it, when he passed away, he left the acreage that is the mall to Florida Institute of Technology on the condition that they sell the property and use the proceeds to build a library.
Yep.
And they did. And it was bought by a corporation who built the mall. Now this was all cow pastures. That over there, that area, that was all cow pastures. But that was, like I said, that was a long...
Whatever I was thinking about, I just forgot about it now. But you know what, that's fine with me.
You wish there was an elevator in that building.
Because I know there was a mall that had an elevator, that didn't have an elevator, that was 1 story, and then became 2 stories later. There was actually a mall that was that way.
A lot of malls are built sturdy enough, not strip malls, but malls like this, are built so that they can become 2 stories.
The elevator...
I would be surprised if a big chunk of this mall was not sturdy enough to put a second floor on.
Yeah.
Now, that would require a lot of work to convert it, but it would still be cheaper than tearing it down and putting a new one. I'm told the Merritt Island Mall was built the same way. It was built so that they could put a second floor on it. And a couple of the businesses do have second floors.
Yeah.
Macy's has one where it's actually storefront, and Penny's has one where it's offices.
But some places that have elevators didn't originally have it.
No.
When they were first built.
No, it was one story. And, well, a lot of places were built before they were required to have elevators.
I know, but some places were one story, and then they became two-story later.
Yeah. And if the law required it, they put in an elevator. Or if they're the kind of, it's like doctor's offices, if they're multi-story, they will have an elevator because a lot of people who are doctors have physical disabilities.
Of course.
Malls will have elevators because escalators are not safe for people with strollers or people in wheelchairs, and they want them to be able to shop. So a lot of places were actually ADA compliant before ADA was a thing. Now the elevator buttons in the Macy's, they had to put in a lower panel because it was determined that the elevator panel was not low enough for someone in a wheelchair.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It evidently was not a problem for anyone in a wheelchair, but when they made the laws up for ADA compliance, they decided how low they had to be to where it was just comfortable. It wasn't to reach up and touch it, it was just to reach out and touch it.
Yeah.
Where technically no one in a wheelchair had a problem using that elevator.
I don't think anybody did.
But they had to lower, they had to put in a second panel that was less than a foot lower with the buttons.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. It's like a lot of them, they don't have, they used to have a thing where you opened up and there was a phone in there that you would pick up,
Yeah.
a landline phone.
Yeah.
They quit having those because, well, first off, the intercom and speaker are hard to vandalize.
Wow. Motorcycle's gonna be so loud.
Hey, you're not happy with me going the speed limit in traffic in town, huh?
Don't we always hate it when you have to be so loud?
I don't like it when they're loud. See, here's Babcock. We could have gone all the way to Emmys because it had gone up instead of going on NASA. MapQuest does not always take you the best way.
There's the McDonald's.
There's the McDonald's. We're not going to McDonald's.
Nah, I was just making a joke. I thought, like, oh man, we're gonna go to McDonald's.
Now, if we go up farther, this intersects with US 1.
Yeah.
But it's actually probably faster to go this way. Because there's a light when we re-intersect with US 1.
I was like thinking when I saw the McDonald's, I'm like, oh, we're gonna go to McDonald's.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I always think that every time
Because you like to go to McDonald's, and we went to McDonald's a lot for a while. When you were going through a rough patch, your reward for behaving in the store, something that would distract you when you were having a problem with it being crowded, was, okay, you just be calm, work on being calm, think about going to McDonald's when we're done.
Yeah, of course.
Now there are some people who say, oh, you're having a temper tantrum and I'm giving in to you. You weren't having a temper tantrum, you were having overload. And you needed some serious distraction. Publix.
Yeah, there's Publix again.
Mills. We've been in that Publix, remember?
Of course we have. And they had an elevator. That was one of the Publix, I think, that had the elevator, but we can't ride it because it's staff only.
And the elevator in the Publix goes to offices.
It'd be fun to go in there and ride it one day. Just to go to that Publix and be like, hey, we're gonna ride the elevator.
Well,
Wouldn't
we
it
would
be?
have to arrange for permission.
It'd be fun.
Does the Publix on 524 have an office upstairs?
No, I don't
No?
think so.
I'm not sure if it has one where there's an employee area and then there's offices upstairs.
I'm not
I
sure,
used to
but
work at a Publix, and I don't believe it had an elevator, but it did have an upstairs area where there was offices and the training room.
yeah.
Because when you work for Publix, you have to go through training, where, you know, there's literature you have to read, there's the lectures you have to listen to. I think there was a couple of videos.
Jared Chambers, I know, worked for Macy's. He said that on one of his videos.
And then you have to practice. Well, not practice, you actually go out on the floor and they have somebody who knows what they're doing watch you to make sure you do it right. Now, there is deep dive deals. I don't know what that is.
Don't know what that is.
Might be a diving store or a discount store. Used to be a Chuck E. Cheese. Launch credit union. Used to be Space Coast or Kennedy Space Center credit union. There's a car wash that is not a drive-through, it's a self-serve.
Yeah.
And the airport's to our right, or left. Sonic, America's Drive-In is up ahead.
There was a Space Coast something.
Launch used to be Kennedy Space Center credit union, I think.
Oh my god.
Sign up there. It says trains may exceed 80 miles an hour. I think this is one of the intersections where Melbourne has had a couple of accidents with the train because they've got the high-speed rail that goes through.
Yeah.
Well, people got used to, I guess, walking on the tracks as a shortcut because the freight trains don't go that fast. And they'd get out of the way. Well, the high-speed passenger rail goes fast. And there were a couple of people who have been injured.
People are stupid.
Yeah, you don't walk on the train tracks unless you know for certain it's an abandoned train track, as in it's not in use by any trains, and there's lots of those in various areas.
I was questioning about why they have that place that's called the Space Coast Convention Center.
That's a hotel, I believe it's a Holiday Inn, where they have conventions.
I think it's great the fact that literally you got a hotel.
Well, convention centers usually are hotels for part of them. Convention centers, to the best of my knowledge, are almost always either part hotel or a building complex near a hotel. You know, on the same parking lot. Diesel Ducey did a hotel tour. That new hotel that they built on top of one of the parking garages, or it was. And they took him to a tour, and they had conference rooms, meeting rooms. And the idea was that people from businesses would come to Roanoke from different areas, stay in the hotel and have business meetings having to do with multiple offices. Now, a lot of the stuff that you can now do with a giant screen and the Zoom calls, like they did the Zoom meetings, like they did for schools.
Yeah.
When they locked down for COVID, the teacher would have everybody in the class be on the computer at the same time, and you could see the teacher and you could see the other, often you could see the other kids too, and the teacher could see all the kids. Well, if you got that on a regular size monitor, that's, everybody's just a couple inches tall. But if you got it on a giant screen, like a wall size screen, then you have pictures that are big enough to see everybody. And you have people all over the country or all over the world even be on a meeting together where they're, well, not face to face, able to see each other's faces. Like you've been on some of those picture phone calls. What do they call those? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Only it's a group phone call with video, the video chats. And with those, a lot of your meetings that people used to have to drive or fly to, they can do now over the internet. But there's still things that they actually need to be together for, or that are, you know, where there's hands-on stuff going on, or where it's long enough where they need to meet. I mean, if you only need to talk to everybody for an hour, the idea of flying everybody to Florida is silly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or having everybody drive in from all over Florida is silly. But if you've got 3 days worth of meeting and planning, that you might want to consider everybody meeting in person. And that's what convention centers are for. And it's also like a mini vacation. Definitely more traffic now. What time does it say? About 4:30?
4:28.
Yeah, 4:30.
Definitely 4:30.
Yeah, a lot of people get off work at 4. 4 o'clock, 4:30, and 5 are prime getting off work times. There's a lot of jobs that they do remotely where you do it from your computer at home.
Yeah.
And when they started doing that, because of all the shutdowns with COVID, a lot of people's like, okay, I'm moving. There's no reason for me to live in the big expensive city if I'm doing all my stuff on the internet. I can move to a different state even. I can definitely move out of the city. I saw somebody who was interviewed and she says, yeah, you know, when everybody started working remotely, and then when they had the back to the office stuff, that was actually only 2 days a week, I think they had to be in the office, and the other 3 they could work from home. So it says, you moved out of the city, and it was actually cheaper to come into the city and spend a night or 2 nights in a hotel than it was to live in the city every week than it was to live in the city. That's an expensive city, huh?
Of course it is.
What was a mall. It was multiple stories, and they converted the upper floors to not exactly apartments. They weren't legally apartments, they were more like dorm rooms. But it had a bedroom that was just barely big enough for a bed. Double bed. Bathroom with a small shower. Little tiny dining room table. And kitchen with a half-size fridge. Microwave. Didn't have a stovetop. Didn't have an oven. I think it had a toaster oven. Toaster oven and a microwave, so it did not qualify as an apartment. It qualified as a dorm. There's that train. Most of the people that lived in those dormitory style apartments had a house outside of the city. But they rented that place just for them every month, and it was so much cheaper. They rented a place that was big enough for the rest of the family, and they would just come home on the weekends, which kind of stinks, just coming home on the weekends. But there's a lot of jobs that are like that where you're switching lanes.
No, there isn't.
It's not comfortable to have the wheels one at a time going over to a different height.
Look at that bridge.
Like the Pineda Causeway. Camera can't see it.
No, camera cannot see it.
Camera might have gotten a glimpse of it
I think so.
as we were approaching, but it's definitely outside.
We're moving. There's some places that didn't have an escalator and they finally put it in years later. So I always find it interesting how places that didn't have elevators or escalators have finally had them put in.
Well, before Elijah Otis came up with the safety feature, safety brake for elevators, people only used it for freight because they were afraid of the cables breaking.
Of course.
If the cables broke and you were up high, you could die. If you broke and you weren't that high, you could still get injured.
Yeah.
So people didn't trust it.
No.
But when he came up with the safety elevator braking system, people started putting elevators in. Before that, you really didn't want to be on a higher floor. Maybe a second floor. I remember hearing about, fourth, fifth floor walk-ups. The bottom floor in big cities like New York would be businesses, and then the residents would be second and third floor. A lot of them didn't have the residents on the first floor, unless it was in the back. Well, a lot of the residents wasn't on the first floor. Because you didn't want to waste street footage in the middle of the city on a home, unless it was a residential area. But in a residential business area, the first floor would be business offices, and then they'd have the second floor was where you lived, maybe a third floor, or fourth floor for apartments. And the upper floors were cheaper because you had to walk. You had to up the stairs. And you had to carry everything up the stairs. Can you imagine having to walk up 4 flights of stairs
Yeah.
every day to go to work? Or to go anywhere, you'd have to walk down 4 stories. To go up, to go home, you'd have to walk up.
Yep. We have a good time with that.
Well, you definitely get used to being on stairs.
Of course.
And once they had an elevator that people top floor became preferred and buildings got taller because they had a better view. And it was away from the noise. It's louder. The closer you are to the street, the louder it is. With all the traffic, foot traffic, car traffic, people being loud. Cars heading in the other direction. Fair enough, I'm going this way too.
Vending machine on the road. Literally just passed a vending machine on the road. Isn't that something to think about? The fact that I literally just saw, I'm not even sure if the camera got that or not, but we literally just passed a vending machine. I don't know why, but there's a vending machine on the road.
Oh, there's a little mini strip mall and got a vending machine outside.
It's interesting how we got a vending machine on the road that we find just randomly. I can just imagine what it would be like.
To a bar and grill, I don't know.
I can imagine just walking down here. I could totally use the vending machine.
That would be a long walk. And we do our Walmart pickup, and then go to Aldi, and then go home. What do you think? Or do I go home?
Oh, should we go to Walmart and then go to Aldi
Yeah,
across the street?
yeah, Aldi's across the street. I don't want to go into Walmart.
No.
We have a pickup at Walmart.
Yeah, but we're gonna go to the Aldi across the street.
Because I started to do what your brother does. Instead of typing out a shopping list on his computer, on the phone, I did on a notepad. He downloaded the Walmart app, and he would put things in the cart when they needed stuff. Or, I'll put this on the grocery list. Okay, add it to the cart, right? And when the list gets big enough, either check out and pick up, or go in the store and take stuff off the list as you buy it.
Yeah.
And if you've got stuff that's like not food, or stuff that you're not sure where it is, if you're in the Walmart app, it can tell you what aisle it's in. Which is pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
I normally wouldn't use the personal shopper, but Christmas is less than a week away. I do not want to go in Walmart.
No.
That noise was about to hit the windshield.
Of course.
These some chocolate nibble potato chips.
Oh yeah, that place will be just for fun. I think we're also going to be passing the Woostop place that I filmed the elevator at one time. And I rode the elevator for like 40 minutes, and I had to cut it down to like 7 minutes, even though I did put up the full unedited version.
You put up the full unedited version to show how long it took to get that.
Yeah.
You rode the elevator with your sister.
Oh, there's what we can drive through. We can crash through those buildings right there.
Nah.
I always think about it, every time we pass this corner, I always think, oh yeah, we're just gonna drive right through that McDonald's or right through one of these buildings.
Actually, whenever we drive past there, I think about when we had the walkie-talkies in the car. And they were on. And they're on the same frequency as the drive-thru. So we're driving past there, slowing down because there's a red light, and the walkie-talkie suddenly says, "Can I take your order?" Freaked you out.
Oh my gosh.
You were little.
Well, I know I was little, but still, just think about moments like that where it's
You were
like,
like 7, and you were buckled in the back seat. You were playing with the walkie-talkie because we used them to taught you how to use it,
oh yeah, I remember you telling me how to use those things.
and it was a fun toy.
Of course it was. Walkie-talkies don't have a lot of different frequencies. No, they don't.
The one we had wasn't actually a regular walkie-talkie. It's a pet walkie-talkie. It's designed to have one side of it attached to a collar for a dog.
Here we are at the red light again.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody will do something stupid. Thought maybe somebody will do something stupid.
I don't want anybody to do something stupid.
Like maybe we'll get a guy who's on a motorcycle who just pops a wheelie randomly.
I don't think there's anybody stupid enough to do that in this kind of traffic.
I know,
Okay?
but one time during one of my road trip times, we caught a guy who was on a motorcycle with no shirt on.
Yeah.
I caught that one time.
That's dumb.
And you could literally see. Like, I literally...
If you're riding on a motorcycle, you're going fast, okay? They go as fast as the car. Remember when the bug hit the windshield and you heard it go crack?
Yeah.
Okay, imagine that's your chest and you're not wearing a shirt. Or imagine that's your face and you're not wearing a helmet. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, first off, if you're out riding a motorcycle and you don't have a helmet on, the wind is blowing. You have to wear glasses or you can't see because the wind will dry your eyes right out. You can't see. So you gotta have at least goggles on. But if you've got a helmet that's got a face shield on it, that keeps the bugs off your face. Okay? Because that would hurt. And if you're not wearing a shirt, even if you don't get in an accident, you're going to have, 50, 60 mile an hour wind blowing on your bare skin for a while.
Yeah.
You get windburn. And you could also get sunburn. .501 and it's 70 degrees out. But if you now I'm told that the really cautious motorcycle riders not only wear a full face helmet, they wear leather. A leather riding jacket would actually have reinforcements on like the elbows, and definitely gloves. Okay, 70 degrees outside, which is not too shabby if you're walking, right? But you put a wind behind it, and that's kind of cold. You get chapped hands in no time at all.
Glass on the street.
The glass, or you just see the sparkly stuff in the asphalt? Probably. You could be seeing glass from a car accident, or plastic, like headlight covers and stuff.
Maybe. There's another restaurant that might be pretty good to try out.
What restaurant was that?
We just drove by it.
I know. What, did you catch the name?
Oh, shit. The battery died.
Oh, man.
Darn it! This...
Just right after I said, did you catch the name?
And the battery's gonna die. Alright, can you end for me? Oh no. Oh
Why did you
no.
put a new battery in?
I did! It's just wanna die out now. Okay,
Okay.
bye! The battery's about to crap out on me.
Alright. That's the warning, though.
It just did its warning, so it's like...
I have got to put a C... There's not a C-cord in there?
No, it's gonna die.
Okay. We must have brought the C-cord back into the house last time you used it.
How long did we... This must have been a couple hours long, because, you know, there's no way that it just died after... No, this video is a couple hours long. It's like...
We've only gone about 25 miles.
I'm a little frustrated right now. Okay, bye! Alright, sorry about that. There's a cut, but the battery is probably going to cut off again, so watch there be another cut.
We're gonna... You're just testing it. If it works, it works. We're almost to Walmart anyway.
I know, we're almost to Walmart, but now I'm just testing to see if the battery makes it here, because, you know...
And because of the time frame, you know... Okay, we're gonna get to go after these people.
Yeah, but you know, I don't understand why in the heck... Okay, there it goes again. Well, see, I don't know why the heck. We only filmed for 30 minutes.
Okay.
Alright, there's another cut, but there you go.
Okay, no,
It's like for 30 minutes we had the battery die.
Okay, you're not doing cut, where, you know, we drive 3 blocks and then it does another cut.
No, well, it's obvious that we're cutting all this out. I mean...
Yeah, when it died on Michigan, it, you know, going to
well, you know, we're just going to cut all this out anyway, so...
Yeah.
You know,